Mom?
A guardsman had entered the Commissar's personal tent, the owner herself enjoying a nice hot mug of Recaf at the table after a long and arduous victory.
What is it, Guardsman?
The soldier, who looked no more than 20, the small scars on the face and bags under the eyes making him look older. But the Commissar could tell, after leading so many in a worse-looking state. He hesitated, the words just on the tip of his tongue.
I have a confession to make.
Where the Commissar was curious, she was now focused and gave the soldier her undivided attention, freezing the lad more than he already did.
I'm scared.
And just like that, as if a dam had broken, the lad's words just came spilling out.
I fought for so long against beasts and heretics that wouldn't hesitate to rip me in two. I feel like I'll soil myself every time one of them looks right at me. Already happened to me a few times, I must admit. And I don't think it will be the last.
He chuckled at what was obviously an attempt to keep him from breaking down.
I've seen so many of my fellow guardsmen die. Some lucky enough to get killed in one shot. The others screaming in pain first, then dying afterwards.
An inhale, then an exhale.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't want to die, Commissar, Mum.
The Commissar pondered the words spoken, sat in place with a Recaf forgotten.
Take a seat, Guardsman.
Her words were calm and measured, her arm gesturing to the chair opposite, which the Guardsman now sat in.
That is not all you're afraid of, is it?
Sorry?
A look of confusion.
You heard me. That is not all you're afraid of. There's no use hiding it. I'm not mad. Just miffed that you came all this way just to hide the whole truth. Recaf.
She held out an extra mug poured from the flask.
Yes, please.
Taking a sip, the soldier seemed to relax into the chair, becoming one with the wooden structure.
Now, tell me what else is on your mind.
Now the other half of the truth would come out. Inhale, then exhale. And the rest came after it. The guardsman looked more glum than jittery.
I'm afraid of not being remembered. I'm afraid that after I die, my existence will be gone. Just like that. That after fighting for so long, my grave will just be the ground the battle took place in. With no one to remember me by.
He looked up into her eyes, his entire being remiss of the fear now that everything came out.
What does that say about me? What does that say about me, Commissar?
It was now her turn to inhale, then exhale. Grabbing her cup of Recaf that had now gone cold, meaning she would have no regrets of what she would do next, she tossed the cold liquid into the guardsman's face, his half-closed eyes now wide open and body shooting back into the chair in shock.
What?
You bloody idiot!
Commissar?
Now that I woke you from your depressing mood, you can now listen to what I have to say.
I don't quite follow.
Just shut up and listen.
She rubbed her eyes to get herself ready for what came next.
It's true that you won't be remembered, and you will most likely die and your body left with the rest or dumped in a mass grave or cremated. But to hell with that. Do you know why we fight?
To purge the enemies of the Imperium?
He was still in a state of slight shock.
And who is the largest fighting force the Imperium has at its disposal?
The Guard, Ma'am.
Is that not recognition enough for you?
What?
The Guard is responsible for protecting mankind from extinction. Sure, we aren't powerhouses like the Astartes, and we're all sent in like droves with flashlights, but to hell with that!
We've driven the enemy back countless times, men and women like yourself, for millennia. And I can assure you, it will be for millennia more. If you ask me, that is recognition enough.
So I should just be content? Is that what you're saying?
He was angry now, the mug in his hand being squeezed.
I'm saying that you have no choice. That you have to throw those ideals out the window.
She took the mug out of his hand, her gentle touch having him let go, and the red-hot anger dissipate, and have him look down.
You're scared and mad, and I can't blame you.
Where she was passionate the moment before, she was now calm and easygoing with the lad sitting before her.
Having to face off against monsters, it is indeed harrowing knowing that when you die, You won't be remembered in the years to come.
The Guardsman looked back up, the question burning in his mind.
What do I do then? What point is there for me to continue on?
He asked desperately.
Talk to your fellow guardsmen. Spend your time with them. Do anything you feel like doing outside the battle.
That didn't seem to be the answer he was looking for. Just the spark for him to realize the talk they had, his reason for coming here in the first place, and now knowing what to do moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, Commissar. I must get going before the others realize I've been gone for too long.
He rose from his seat, exiting the tent, but not before the Commissar spotted the small smile that adorned his face, knowing that she had helped someone in need. Protocol dictated that she shoot him for his cowardice, but she was not blind to the fear that came from everyone, knowing that they were just mortal men and women sent to fight unspeakable horrors by themselves more often than not. Why shoot them when their fear made sense, when instead she could lend an ear and what advice she could give them to stop taking their life for granted? To her, that was worth more than a waste of ammo on a soldier she knew was worthy as a guardsman.
I need some more Recaf.
She knew that she had a high chance of dying, which is why she cherished every moment she made, and would make sure she died with little regret.